Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Rabbi srahli sadri wa yassirli amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Respected elders and beloved brothers and sisters in Indonesian Muslim community in Calgary, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In one of the verses that we covered before, we noticed that Prophet Yusuf alaihissalam defended himself when he was accused that he seduced the wife of the Aziz. So he came forward and defended himself. But in one of the verses that inshallah we will cover today, you will notice that he didn't defend himself. He was accused by his brothers that he stole, but he didn't defend himself. So from here, we can see that defending yourself is not always mandatory. Yeah, you need to see the big picture. Yeah, what's the overall objective? So we will see it. Inshallah, we will cover more as we read. The other thing that I would like to mention here is that the good doer. Yeah, in the early verses of Surah Yusuf, we notice that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says that. Or referred to Prophet Yusuf alaihissalam as good doers, muhsinin. Yeah, and then we also notice that his fellow inmates also call him muhsinin, good doers. And then now in the verses, in one of the verses that we are going to cover today, inshallah, we also see that his brothers also refer to him as good doers. Now we said before that this is not something that you just got, yeah. It's something that you earn, or you need to earn that, yeah. So the Quran didn't really tell how or what did Prophet Yusuf do to earn that, but it's understood, yeah, that he was a good person. He maintained his credibility, so people see that he is a good doer. He earned that good doer. Yeah. Okay, inshallah. So before we start, as usual, we read these verses together, inshallah. So today, inshallah, we will cover. Okay, we will cover verses number 77, 78, and 79, inshallah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Qalu in yasriq faqad saraqa akhul lahu min qabl fa asarraha Yusufu fi nafsihi wa lam yubdiha lahum qala antum syarrum makanan wallahu a'lamu bima tasifun. Qalu ya ayyuhal azizu inna lahu aban shaykhan kabiran fakhudh ahadana makana inna nazraka minal muhsinin. Qala ma'azallahi an na'khudha illa man wajadna mata'ana indahu inna idzal ladzalimun. Sadaqallahul azim. So for the purpose of our discussion today, inshallah, we will use this translation by Yusuf Ali, inshallah. So okay, verse number 77. So here, brothers, right? So this is the what we call it knee-jerk reaction. Yeah. So as we see that Yusuf alaihissalam finally found the cup, yeah, in his brother Benjamin's luggage. So they were surprised because they told people that, you know, we didn't steal, yeah, we are not thieves. But Yusuf, with his plan, found it in his brother Benjamin luggage. Of course, between Yusuf and Benjamin, it was understood that they talked to each other before and Benjamin wouldn't be surprised, right? This is their plan. Of course, this is Allah's plan, which was manifested by Yusuf's action. So here the brother said that, oh, they were surprised that about the situation that the cup was found in the luggage of Benjamin. So they tried to themselves to distance themselves from Benjamin. Yeah, this is like a knee-jerk reaction. They were surprised. Qalu iya syarik. Yeah, so they said if he steal, there was a brother of his who did steal before him. So again, this is in this under pressure situation, the old envy surface again. Yeah, you see, if he steal, there was a brother of his. You know that this Benjamin is also their brother, right? But they said here, the brother of his who did steal before. Yeah. But this thing did, so as I said, right, in these circumstances, the old envy is surfacing again. Yeah, so that's why envy is very dangerous. Sometimes you need to be very, very careful, and we always need protection from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala from envy, because sometimes we thought that we already buried it, but it came back, right? So they were envy because Yaqub was very close to Joseph and Benjamin, right? I mean, we can learn many things from here, right? Is as I said before, Quran is multidimensional. First, from the brothers' perspective, right? If we were in the situation of the brothers, I mean, we need to be very careful with ourselves, right? Because we thought that this envy that may Allah protect us have before, we thought that we probably already buried, but it may come back, right? From if we are not in their situation, right? We also can see, right, from the father, for example, from Yaqub. Don't favoritism is always there, right? But be careful when you're raising kids, you favor one over the other. This is what happened, right? Yaqub is favoring Joseph and Benjamin over the other's brother, right? So that's the source of envy. You need to be fair, right, with your kids. This is another perspective, right? Of course, from other perspective is that you know that these brothers, right? They are very good person. They are pious person, right? They said that we are, we didn't steal and so on and so forth. So they are pious person. They are son of a prophet, right? Son of Prophet Yaqub. But there's always something in everyone, right? That it may surface. We need to be very careful, right? They may be very good person, but they may have some envy before. No one is really safe for that. So that's why we need to always be, cautious about that. Yeah, it's always there. We can never be safe from there. We need to seek protection every day. Don't forget about it, that we are safe from envy, and we know that according to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that envy it's our good deed like fire. It's the dry branches of tree. Yeah, so very careful. So we don't want our good deeds to be taken out like that. Yeah. Right. Let's continue our discussion. So here it says that, but so Joseph here, he was accused that he stole. No, what did he steal? It's not clear in the Quran. Yeah, there are different opinion according to the Mufassirun. Yeah, first is that it was just a straight lie from the brothers, right? In these circumstances, the brother lied before, right? So it could be that they lie again. There's also another opinion that, according to the narration, this is nothing to do with hadith or the Quran, yeah. But some of the narration from the Mufassirun said that Joseph alaihissalam, when he was kid, yeah, he stole, a statue that his grandfather from his maternal grandmother, meaning the fathers of his mother, is a pagan. Yeah, they worship statue. So Joseph stole this statue and hide it. Yeah, because he didn't want that the grandfather stole it. Worship the statue. Wallahu alam, right? It's not clear, but I think the most Mufassirun took it that it's just a lie from the brothers because they were under pressure. Yeah. So this thing did just Prophet Yusuf AS in this case didn't defend himself. So as I said before, sometimes we need to defend ourselves, right? But it is also permissible not to defend yourself. Yeah, we need to look into the overall picture. In the earlier situation, Joseph was a slave, right? He was accused to seducing the wife of the Aziz, but he's a prophet of Allah. He need to maintain his credibility there, right? Prophet cannot. In the society, maybe it's not big deal. You seduce your master, fine. But Joseph cannot accept that. He's a prophet of Allah. He needed to maintain his credibility in front of people. So he needed to defend himself. Yeah, he was a slave, but he was also a prophet, and he needed to defend himself to maintain his credibility. But in this situation, Joseph was a minister, right? He was accused by a foreigner, a brother, right? It doesn't really matter again. Just like the beginning, right? It doesn't really matter that this is just a foreigner. They probably just accuse him, and that's it, right? But here Joseph didn't want to take it personally, right? Because if he defended himself, he will reveal who he is, right? Because nobody knows about his brother. Why? If we talk about, if he defend himself, then the brother would know, oh, who is this guy? So they may, Yusuf AS may reveal his identity. So that's why he need to look into overall picture. He didn't want to reveal his identity. He want to keep his plan to keep Benjamin with him, right? So as I said, it is permissible not to defend yourself depending of the situation. Yeah. And then he said to himself, so he just say by himself, you are the worst situated, yeah, meaning that the brothers in worst situation, and Allah know best the truth of what you assert. Yeah. So he just said within his heart, right? Oh, you are in the worst situation, the brothers, right? Because they lie to their father, right? To Prophet Yaqub about Yusuf, right? Yet they accuse people of stealing. Okay, so that's verse number 77. The next one, Qalu, yeah, so they said, oh, accepted what? Oh, Aziz. So now situation has sunk in, right? They realize, oh, we are in trouble. They made promise to Prophet Yaqub, right, that they would bring Benjamin back. So remember earlier they were under situation, they were surprised, they didn't really think well, but now situation has come down. They said, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I promised to bring Benjamin back, and now Benjamin needs to stay. So the reality has come in, and they start thinking about this carefully, right? So they said, oh, exalted one, he has a father, aged and venerable, right? So here we will grieve for him. So, Yaqub is not his father. It's not only Benjamin's father. It's also their father. But they want to, make the situation even more palatable for Yusuf alayhi salam, right? So his father, he has a father. His age, yeah. So here, Aban, Saykhon, Sheikh, yeah, and Kabir is great, yeah. Saykhon is Sheikh, yeah, is old, and Kabir great, yeah, because Yaqub is a leader of Bani Israel. Yaqub name is Israel, right? Another name, right? So they said that, okay, so first of all, they try to raise sympathy of Yusuf toward Benjamin. Yeah. Second, they also then, okay, ahadana makana lahu. Yeah. Take one of us in lieu of Benjamin. Inna naroka minal muhsinin. So indeed, we see you as a good doer. Again, here, as we said, good doers. Yeah, so they probably look into Yusuf. They've been with Yusuf. This is the second time they visited Egypt. So they see it. Yeah, so muhsinin is something that you earn. Right? This is the third time Allah referred to Prophet Yusuf alaihissalam as muhsinin. Yeah, third time. First, Allah Himself referred to him. Second, through the fellow inmates. Third, through his brother. Yeah. So now, as I mentioned, right, we need to see here below the between the line, right, that the message here. When you're surprised, you tend not to think clearly. Right? Your envy may come up, right? But when you start thinking carefully, like this brother in the situation, when the situation has sunk in, you're like, oh, I'm in trouble. Then they start to be like defending Benjamin, right? Even they said that, take one of us, right? And then they praise Yusuf, oh, you are a good doer, right? They start to think more carefully and clearly. But then Yusuf said that, Qala ma'azallah. Now, this is the second time this phrase came in Surah Yusuf, yeah? So I mentioned to you before, ma'azallah is auzubillah. Auzubillah means I seek refuge in Allah, right? It's true, yeah. But ma'azallah is the higher, is more than that. It's just auzubillah, because auzubillah means I seek refuge. Ma'azallah is Allah is the one where to seek refuge in. Yeah. So whether you seek refuge in Allah or not, Allah is always the one. Everyone in the world seeks refuge in. Yeah, ma'azallah. Second time. Yeah, in Surah Yusuf. Okay, qala ma'azallah an na'khuza illa, yeah, Allah forbid. If we take other than him, now Yusuf said that him with whom we found our property. So Yusuf didn't say we other than the one who steal, because he knows that Benjamin didn't steal. Yeah, so he like went around with whom we found our property. He didn't say, he didn't lie. So prophet, as a prophet never lied, right? That's our aqidah, right? So he used the other word. We found our property. That's true. He found the property in Benjamin's luggage, right? Indeed, we should be acting wrongfully. So here, Prophet Yusuf is a prophet, is one of our aqidah, that prophet didn't never lie, right? So he used different words here. He with whom we found our property in. It's correct. He found the property in Benjamin luggage. He didn't lie. Yeah, he didn't say we found with whom he still. He didn't do that. Yeah. Okay. Aku qouli hadza wastaghfiruh innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. Barakallahu fikum wa afu minkum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.